Just answering questions with WAPTech. Let's read the comment. Question mark. 80% want gun control? Question mark. At least in your state, the real numbers of gun sales would dispute that comment elsewhere in this country. I don't even own a gun, and I don't want any changes to our Second Amendment. It isn't changing it. You have the right to free speech, but you have the right to be punished for your speech causes something. It's not an absolute right. You have a right to freedom of movement, but it can be restricted from entering my home. You don't have a right to drive. But anyway, I don't even own a gun, and I don't want changes in the Second Amendment. Sometimes you have a liberal bias. Data is not always fact, and many things printed are simply not true, and you know it. Okay, let's evaluate what you said. You compared gun sales to votes, because this was 80% of the people who vote. In order for gun sales to somehow disprove 80% of the population supporting gun control, you'd have to prove that over 20% of the population, at bare minimum, opposed it, or had bought a gun, or that no gun owner would ever approve of gun control of any kind. That's an assumption. So what I did was I looked up from the NRA website and American Rifleman website the following data. 72 million Americans reported owning a gun. On average, over the last X number of decades, around 22%. Okay? That's based on population maximums for each year that I could do, but you could find fault with this. It hovers around 20% of people reporting they owned a gun. 40% of Americans say they are in a gun household. That just means that you have now at that point a 2-to-1 ratio. Maybe all the gun owners have kids and or are married, but anyway. 14 million firearms were sold in the year 2019. That would make it 4.2% of the population maximum buying a gun. Many of them per year buy more than one gun, so it's less than 4% of the population is an active purchaser. That number does not dispute 80% of the population of voters that were surveyed saying they want gun control. Lots of gun owners hate other gun owners for saying, I want gun control, or saying, I don't want gun control. You can find open, literal, knockdown, drag-out arguments on YouTube all the fucking time about this. I know more gun channels that are in favor of gun registration and gun tracing than any other kind, but do not want individuals licensed, and vice versa. You're wrong. Next. Someone said the fourth branch of the government is the grand jury. Everybody knows that. 3 to 30 people can be more powerful than all weapons and technology and forever will be. But in the case of a jury, the Attorney General has to sign off so attempts fail. This happens in New York with 91. I'd wish you researched such and such to get to doing videos that unite 99% and not these other weird topic videos. I'm covering weird topic videos because they're being undisputed. The Constitution in the United States only defines 3 branches of the U.S. federal government: legislative, executive, and judicial. There isn't a fourth branch. We call them the fourth estate, the fourth branch, that sort of thing, referring to any highly influential and potentially ruling class. You know, oil barons, or coke barons, or the military-industrial complex. Until we create a fourth judicial, executive, legislative, or any other kind of branch of the U.S. government, we are stuck with 3. Everybody should know that. Next. Well, isn't this lovely? The God that you're blaspheming by refusing to acknowledge that he has any power because you keep painting him as this childish, fitful Donald Trump look-alike that nobody in their right mind would respect. The same way, by the way, that the Greeks and Romans sometimes depicted their gods fighting each other like stupid little idiots. That I'm blaspheming, apparently. Is only threatening to destroy devils, demons, who kill and destroy. But you've just defined him as a destroyer. Yes, that's an atom bomb reference. But anyway, no, I'm not blaspheming anything. I take what most religions say very seriously. That's why I can disprove what they're saying, because they contradict each other and themselves. And they depict a God that is terrifyingly petty and stupid. And only certain groups of people like that idea, which you're describing, if you look up the acts of God, which is an actual list, is the devil in most religions. Have a good day on that. Next, we don't die. We will live in eternity. Those of us who do not believe in that and have seen no evidence of it except your claims while you scream at us that you're going to heal us by beating us with a fucking blunt instrument, we do not agree with you. And more importantly, fuck you. Next. You chose by your beliefs and deeds. You have chosen, you choose heaven or hell, not God. Okay, the demand I get from religious people is that I believe in their God or else I'll be punished. It has nothing to do with my acts or what kind of good person I am. And when you push them and shove them into a corner where they have to answer a simple question, if no one has joined your church, will they go to heaven? If they're good people, they almost inevitably say, you have to join our group or you'll burn in hell. Therefore, it's you people judging and damning people, not a God. But anyway, let's move on. Do your damned homework before you try to debunk something you know nothing about. I think it's time that you atheists get on your knees and repent and come to the real Jesus. The earth is wobbling slowly, causing major climate shifts. Totally not us fucking the environment up and poisoning the earth because we're a bunch of fucking idiots like you. Earthquakes, volcanism's off the chart. It's the same rate we've had for literally hundreds of years, and you're full of shit. The moon is out of orbit as well. You never, ever, ever fucking used a telescope except to look at your next door neighbor chicks. I'm sure I'm talking about roosters here in your case. Next, the earth wobble you're talking about is a distance change of approximately 30 feet of change in the orbital axis of the earth. 30 feet out of 8,000 mile diameter earth approximately. 30 feet. That's your catastrophic wobble causing earthquakes. Because when you looked up that earth wobble bullshit or the moon being in the wrong position, it was in milliarc seconds or something, and you didn't convert it to what its actual dimensions are. Because you're a moron. I'm supposed to listen to this stuff. Someone's saying, why do you cover these weird subjects? Because only weird shit shows up on my channel in the comment section. Sometimes it's a question. Sometimes it's the person asking. You can look in ancient history. The shit is recorded in Asia and Japan. And then when I look it up and transliterate it back to English because you didn't translate it because you're a fucking idiot, it doesn't say any of those things at all. It's like, what's his name, going through and looking at Egyptian temples and saying, well, that means yada yada, and that means helicopter. And what the words actually meant was it was like describing how much grain was in the bins and how happy they were that they had an extremely good harvest that year, and it was all brought about by their king. Nothing whatsoever to do with the idiot misinterpreting it. You people thrive off of ignorance. You bathe in bullshit. I must read your next comment. When you cross over into eternity, you will wish you were never born. Sounds like a really shitty time, huh? Again, I don't believe we go anywhere. Occasionally, this brings me terror. Most of the time, it brings me peace. Not because I'm afraid of some demon or God afterwards, but because it makes me understand that I'm part of what makes this entire universe works. Everything else outside of us we observe isn't truly destroyed either. It just turns into something else. Someday I will be a tree or part of a farm. Just like you. No different. You are not chosen. You're not special. You will get no reward. Even if you do, that's good, but I don't want to be in the universe you want to be in afterwards. I don't want to exist in some eternity where I'm stuck with some borderline sociopath who abuses everybody who doesn't kiss his ass. I do not wish to worship a Trump-like God that you do. The government, scientists, and media aren't going to tell you shit. They don't. I look at history. I read your references. I look up what you talk about. It's not even worth leaving a link to. It's just people who can't read Egyptian or won't learn Koine Greek, Aramaic, or Hebrew to understand what the Bible originally said, or just fucking lie. And you're the righteous one. All of those are all too corrupt. I call all of them the devil's butthole. Well, I'm sure we can determine what body part you are. Dick. Next. I've seen these objects with my own eyes. I have them on video. Terabytes of it. I don't post it because are just too damn stupid to believe it if they saw it. You didn't say who. You must have that must be a cut and paste error on my part. It wouldn't be you typing something nonsensical. I do know that whatever the hell these objects are, they have to be real. This is a guy who believes in UFOs and tells me I'm going to burn in hell for blaspheming and probably worships the golden calf. I've been watching Paul Baglady. I don't agree with everything he says, but I know dang good and right he's true about this. Paul has been caught lying and misquoting the Bible for about a decade now. I really don't think you should use him as a source. And me doing a debunking of his bullshit is fine. Next, someone asked me, he goes on and on and on. They made fun of the fact that I keep mispronouncing hypothesis, hippothesis. Anyway, but anyway, he asked me, here's a rabbit hole. In the Masonic literature, a subject of 2 species of human is written about. I couldn't find it. Next, let's see. In layman's term, can you explain it? I don't know. I wasn't able to find it. Please give me a link. And then this one. This is just an hypocritical idios, I can't pronounce it, that some people live by. May love and luck come to you when contemplating this mess. From the world's biggest mistake. Well, I'm the world's biggest mistake this week. We'll all take turns. Next. Is all physics trying to prove this hypothesis? John Wheeler, Faraday, Tesla coil, Einstein, Aristotle, Newton, did it all start with locomotion theory? 300 BC, is it? And it's still being written. We will all like your answer. And it's Aristotle, I can't pronounce it, and it's at Plato at Stanford.edu. I haven't read that one. I looked at the top and I understood I'd absolutely not read it. So that should be a separate video. If I don't upload it, it means I didn't feel a need to, or I got lazy. But I do thank you for your question. As for if anybody knows what the hell the 2 species of man or spices might exist in the Masonic literature, which is very vague. That's actually what there's actually multiple reasons for that word being used in various pages. If anybody knows what that is, please tell me. So to review, using gun sales to determine what votes are would mean that we could skip voting. And I know of a lot of politicians that love to do that in certain states right now because they think you should vote with your dollars because that paper ballot pissed them off last time. Next, as for the rest of this, either I don't know or I'm too incompetent to know. But thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that.